All right, so here I am at Galatoire. I've been trying to get here for many years. I've known about this place for a very long time. I finally made it. I made a reservation 3 weeks in advance, so I finally got in here. Um, this place does not have the greatest Yelp rating, and I wonder why. I'll find out soon enough. This is a classic old New Orleans restaurant. They are very expensive. They require that you wear a jacket. If you don't have a jacket, they'll supply one for you. They offered, before I got here, to supply me with a ratty old jacket that about 100 other men have worn before me. I decided not to do that. Instead, I got my old ratty old jacket that I've worn before, and that is acceptable here. It's a coat. They don't require a coat and tie, but they do require a coat. Anyway, the restaurant itself, I will show you, is very elegant in the New Orleans way. There's fleur-de-lis all over the wall. There's a lot of different tile chairs. I do enjoy sitting here. So I've ordered what they call Crabmeat Yvonne, which is a crab meat with the Meuniere sauce. Meuniere is like a butter sauce with almonds. It's very popular here, and I figured that way I get to taste their Meuniere sauce, and I get to taste it on a fish that I actually do like, and hopefully I'll enjoy it. We'll find out soon enough, and we'll stay tuned. I've ordered a garlic salad, which I started on. This camera took me a little while to get working, but it's working now. I started eating. Here's the garlic salad. It's just a basic green salad with a garlic Creole mustard dressing. The Creole mustard has a very horseradish flavor, and it's also got a lot of lemon to it. It's very good, and the salad itself is just plain mixed greens. But Galatoire's is a classic old New Orleans restaurant. They have 4 or 5 classic old restaurants that everybody knows about, that everybody goes to. Antoine's, which is in the French Quarter just down the street from here, is probably close to 120 years old. It's one of the oldest operating restaurants still in the United States, and they invented the dish called Oysters Rockefeller. Their food is very classic. They have a lot of Mardi Gras themed rooms, and the people in New Orleans are more impressed with Antoine's than the people who visit. But it is a nice restaurant. I've eaten there before. They invented something also called soufflé potatoes, which is something they serve here now too. It's become very popular. Galatoire's is another one of those classic old restaurants, probably close to 100 years old. Arnaud's is another classic old restaurant. And of course, Commander's Palace, which several times has been rated the best restaurant in the United States by a number of magazines. I think maybe I'll try another restaurant here called Turkey and the Wolf that was recently rated the best new restaurant in America by New Yorker magazine. But for right now, I'm focused on Galatoire's. I'm going to eat here. I've heard about this. I've been coming to New Orleans for 25 years, and I've heard about it, but I've never had a chance to eat here, so this is my chance. Okay, so I just got my 2 main courses. What I ordered is the Crabmeat Yvonne, which, like I said, comes with a Meuniere sauce, which is like a butter sauce with almonds in it, and the Brabant potatoes, which is like a sautéed potatoes with onions and some parsley in it. Here is the Crabmeat Yvonne. And here are the Brabant potatoes. So we're going to see how that went. Time to take a taste of the Crabmeat Yvonne and see what it's like. That's very nice. It's early February, so crab is in season in New Orleans during this time. This has the crab meat. It's got green onions. It's got mushroom. It has the butter sauce. It has almonds. It's very tasty. It's not fishy at all. I really enjoy this. Now it's time to try the potatoes. These are very good. There's garlic on them, and it's ground up small so you don't really see it, but you can definitely taste the garlic. The potatoes themselves are very crispy on the outside and very tender inside. The oil doesn't quite taste like olive oil, doesn't quite taste like butter. Maybe it's a mix, maybe it's duck fat. I haven't figured it out, but I guess I got to try it again. I like these. The other thing I like here is that none of the food is oversalted. A lot of restaurants will oversalt their food. I don't know, it may just be an American taste, but this is salted just right. It's very good. I wonder where the name Crabmeat Yvonne comes from. Now, you know New Orleans has a very French heritage. It's French and Spanish primarily, but there's also some German in here, and the Italians recently came in and they've spiced up the entire food scene. But this Yvonne is a French name, and you remember the song Jambalaya? Well, there's a line in there that says, "My Yvonne, mighty fine." I'm wondering if that's where the name from this dish came from. But if not, it's named after someone that the owners know called Yvonne. I'm going to ask later on, maybe I can find that out. So decadent as that was, I'm going to order dessert. Now you probably, if you've been watching this channel at all, realize I love dessert. I probably eat it more than I should. No, I definitely eat it more than I should. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I ordered a banana bread pudding. Now it's New Orleans. I asked him, is it Bananas Foster bread pudding? And he said, no, it's Bananas bread pudding. So I asked him, of all the desserts you have, what is the best? And he said the banana bread pudding. So that's what I ordered. That's what I'm going to have. We'll see how good it is. It's good, but I want to see how it compares to Pascal's Manali. I was at Pascal's Manali probably about 15 years ago. My mom and I went all over New Orleans trying bread puddings from all the restaurants. And we decided that was the best bread pudding in town. So I need to compare this to that. This was not Bananas Foster. It has a sauce on it that's very much like a Bananas Foster sauce. Now, Bananas Foster, just so you know, they'll take bananas, they'll saute them in butter, they will then pour rum and banana liqueur over them, and they'll set it on fire and they put it over ice cream. That's Bananas Foster. Here, there was banana liqueur in the sauce, but there was no rum. There's brown sugar like what you get in Bananas Foster. There was butter, and it was a very rich sauce. Obviously, they didn't set it on fire. I could still taste the alcohol. It was good. It was a nice compliment to. So the entire meal, including the dessert, including the drink, I had an iced tea, was $57.99. That's not really very expensive. I have found food in New Orleans to be cheaper than in other places. With dining of this quality, someplace like Southern California, I would expect to spend about $100 a person. This was much cheaper than that, and the quality of the food and the quality of the experience was definitely worth it. Really, there's not much in the way of carbohydrates in that dish, except for the potatoes themselves. The potatoes are carbohydrates, but other than that, it's mostly just protein and fat and veggies. It was very tasty. It was relatively healthy unless you don't like fat. If you don't like fat, it's going to be terrible because it's covered in butter and olive oil. But it was wonderful. It was really good.